When this season of Cardfight Vanguard was announced, the response was kind of crazy. Going in, the prevailing assumption was that the silhouette of the new protagonist Bushiroad had teased was of a redesigned Shindo Chrono, and that the new season would be a manga-inspired remake of the Vanguard G series, just as the past 3 seasons had been manga-based remakes of the original series. And then it was revealed that the protagonist was actually a high school-aged Nita Shinemon, the manager of the card shop Card Capital that had been a supporting character in every season, which not even his voice actor could believe. People were really excited to see a season based on Shin's high school team, Team Japan, which had been talked about in past seasons but not actually shown in detail. The other 2 members, future Japanese history teacher and American weeaboo Ninja Master M, and Chrono's father-to-be Shindo Rive, were popular side characters in their own right, and people were kinda hyped for Cardfight Vanguard How I Met Your Mother edition. And now the episode is actually here. How bad is it? Well, we open with Shin protesting a corporate buyout of his family's store, with signs railing against the evils of big megacorps and advocating for small businesses, which is rather ironic seeing as Card Capital is based on Card Kingdom, a real-world card chain owned by a close friend and business partner of Bushiroad's CEO, known for buying out local hobby shops and turning them into Card Kingdom locations. So already there's no self-awareness, and it's worth highlighting that right out of the gate we're also going full crazy with a stampede of cats chasing off the Eska Corporation. The original season of Cardfight Vanguard was beloved for how down-to-earth it was, putting a camera on small daily life moments and humbly admitting that it was just the most popular in a long line of trading card games. Until the last 2 episodes where things got spooky. There were magic rainbow space aliens, and every season since has struggled to balance the fantastic supernatural elements with slices of daily life. And in terms of the stuff you'd see on a regular basis in an episode, most of it was fairly grounded. In the original series, Ninja Master M's ninjutsu would fail because they were props and he wasn't a real ninja. Contrast the smoke bombs he throws in Season 1, Episode 10 versus Season 10, Episode 1. One of these is a toy, and the other creates a massive smoke cloud that cats stampede into. If you are brand new to the series, or if you are one of the returning fans that walked away after the 1st or 3rd seasons, what does Shin riding a skateboard down a street chased by a herd of cats tell you? Well, it tells you that the Shin arc of the anime is going to be wacky. There's going to be impossible gags that would never work in real life, and it tells you that the series wants to be fairly light in tone. It also introduces the core conflict of the season, Eska Corporation trying to take over Card Capital, and Shin trying to keep the family business alive for his little cousin Misaki. But the episode is remarkably tight-lipped about other details and omits crucial information from the audience. We see Misaki in a children's hospital, we get flashbacks to Shin promising to take care of her, but we don't get an explicit statement of what happened. Her parents died in a car crash. This series actually seems to be dramatizing it more, because in the original show she only witnessed the accident but wasn't in the car itself. Not going into the crash is partly just subtlety. Major deaths weigh heavily on the viewer and have to be tread around lightly in an introductory episode so that they can get the proper gravitas later on. But not even mentioning the fact that there was an accident and not showing Misaki's parents tending the shop in flashbacks at all omits any emotional connection a new viewer could have to the conflict. First episodes are extremely important because they are what give new viewers reasons to keep watching, and this episode doesn't do that. The rest of the episode serves to show Shin's conflict with the Eska Corporation and has him fight Ninja Master M, who was hired to try to make him quit his protest. Shin, not realizing that Ninja Master M is his close friend Mark Whiting, thinks he kidnapped him and stole his deck, and there are some funny moments that come out of Shin not realizing the 2 are the same person. Now, there are 2 big things that need to happen in the first episode of a new season. 1, it needs to introduce Cardfight Vanguard for the new viewers and explain the game to them in a way that makes them want to play it. And 2, it needs to hawk the latest introductory product for Vanguard so they know exactly what to buy when they go in. And this episode doesn't do either of those well. It doesn't explain the rules of Vanguard. Card effects are given exactly as much detail as they've been getting since the show switched studios in late 2016, which is to say, the actual card fight is impossible for new players to follow, and because those card effects aren't explained, it's not really clear to the viewer that the upcoming Trial Deck 10 exists or is something they want to buy. If I am a new viewer and I see Shin called Giant Deity of Distant World Valkyrian in this episode, based on how it's shown and explained, it's not even clear to me if Valkyrian is the one getting triple drive or if Uranus is. It's not clear to me what drive checks are, what trigger units are, or what guarding is. And that brings me to the elephant in the living room. The Shin arc is really not for new viewers. Beginning June 30th, Bushiroad began uploading the full HD episodes of the original 2011 Cardfight Vanguard anime series to the Japanese Vanguard YouTube channel, although without subtitles, so don't go looking for it if you don't speak Japanese. Their new market strategy is to introduce new players using the original Vanguard anime, while the modern series appeals to existing fans, which is why the Shin anime requires so much foreknowledge of past events and game mechanics. As far as market strategy goes, this is real janky. The original Vanguard anime features cards that were power crept out of relevance years ago and can't even be legally used in standard format. It doesn't have the imaginary gift mechanic that's currently essential to the trading card game, and the math is completely different thanks to 8 years of power creep making the base power for grade 3s 13k instead of 10. This also doesn't complement Bushiroad's international strategy because the contract on the first season of Vanguard expired in January 2018, and it's no longer officially available on Crunchyroll or YouTube. The only legal way to watch Season 1 now is through Hulu, and only in the aggressively mediocre English dub. With there being no English DVDs of the series, literally the only way for viewers outside Japan to see it subtitled is to pirate it. That's weird, because just last year CEO Takaaki Kidani was announcing that they wanted to globalize Bushiroad more and put greater emphasis on their international audience. And while it sure worked for Bang Dream, Review Starlight, and Love Live, Vanguard hasn't really reaped the benefits of that global focus. The reboot really alienated local game stores and made them distrustful of Vanguard product being able to retain value. The franchise's growth has been stagnating in the United States, as there are just under 700 official stores as of July 2019, but this is only 70 more than in July 2017. And on top of all that, this season of the anime seems targeted squarely at a narrow subsection of the Japanese audience rather than a worldwide one. Bear in mind, this is a late-night anime. This season airs at 11:30 p.m. Japanese Standard Time. That's a late adolescent to adult time slot, and we should be considering it as a first episode targeted squarely at the people that will tune into it. Established fans. So, how does episode 1 perform as content for fans? Featuring characters like Rive and Mikuru from G is definitely playing to the returning audience, to people that got in during G and miss it, while making Misaki and Shin focal characters is obviously pandering to a different set. But beyond the novelty of seeing younger versions of the cast, the actual content was pretty bad. Ever since Studio Ulm took over Vanguard from TMS, we've seen an overall decline in animation quality, as rather than industry veterans directing key animation for each episode, we are seeing a lot of animation farmed out to highly efficient but unskilled subcontractors. Contrast Stealth Beast Chigasumi in the 10th episode of Season 1 to the same character in the first episode of Season 10. Season 1 cheats a bit with long panning shots of mostly still foregrounds, but when it's time for something to move, it moves fluidly and in a way that is visually arresting, rather than the floating pieces of cardboard that seem to make up Vanguard's current combat sequences. The Vanguard reboot also continues to be more guilty of reusing footage than what came before it. Vanguard's original series would occasionally reuse certain foreground animations for the units with new backgrounds or recolored effects, but this episode reuses animation from the opening theme song during the fight itself. First and last episodes are normally much higher quality than the ones between them, because they touch on major story beats and have to be crafted to leave a lasting impression since you lose about 9/10 of your audience after the first week. But with this episode, I felt like I was staring at the dinosaur enclosures at Jurassic Park, while John Hammond went on about how they spared no expense. Now, this is the part where I talk about how Miyako Takazushi and Yamamoto Shigeru's soundtrack for the series tries to create tension with moody rock battle tracks that reflect how the characters are feeling rather than the characters themselves, and contrast that to the instrumentation used in the original series themes, and how Takayuki Nagishi's score for Ninja Master M's debut in Season 1 used traditional Japanese instruments like shamisen and taiko drums to convey his personality, but I can't actually show you the melodies and compare them without getting the video copyright blocked by Bushiroad, so we're not going to go into that. In the final word, I give this introductory episode a heel trigger, because it's going to need it. I can't in good conscience recommend this as an entry point for new viewers, and while it seems to be targeted at core fans, they're also likely to just be disappointed because they've already seen Vanguard do better. It doesn't feel great to be constantly comparing what you're seeing to past seasons. And if the Shin arc substantially improves in the future, then we're probably going to be saying it gets good if you can make it past the first few episodes. And that's not a great thing to have to say about a series you like. This has been Toya. Thank you for joining me today. If you liked what you saw, please consider liking and subscribing to support the channel. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Pillowfort at Toya, on Twitch at DecodeToya, and of course, right here at Maniac's channel.